Canto 16, Third Terrace continued. Voices. Marco Lombardo. The Pilgrim's Question. Do the stars cause our troubles? Marco's explanation. The function of civil government, of the papacy. The good Gerardo. The darkness of hell, or of a night deprived of every planet, under an empty sky, shadowed as much as possible by clouds, never made so thick a veil to my sight as did the smoke that covered us there, nor a pelt so harsh to feel that my eye could not bear to stay open. So my wise and faithful escort drew near and offered me his shoulder. As a blind man goes after his guide so as not to be lost or collide with what might harm or even kill him, so did I walk through the bitter, filthy air, listening to my leader, who kept saying, "Take care not to be cut off from me." I heard voices, and each one was clearly praying for peace and for mercy to the Lamb of God, who takes away sins. Agnus Dei was ever their exordium. The same words came from all, in the same melody, so that all harmony appeared among them. "Are these spirits, Master, that I hear?" I said. And he to me, "You hear true, and they go untying the knot of wrathfulness. Now who are you who cut through our smoke and speak about us just as if you still divided time by calends?" Thus did one voice speak, and my master said, "Answer, and ask if one goes up on this side." And I, "O creature, who are cleansing yourself so as to return beautiful to him who made you, you will hear a marvel if you follow me." "I will come after you as much as I am permitted," it replied, "and if the smoke does not let us see, hearing will keep us together in its stead." Then I began, "Still in the wrapping that death unties am I going up, and I have come here through the anguish of hell. And if God has enclosed me in his grace so much that he wills that I see his court in a manner entirely beyond modern usage, do not hide from me who you were before your death, but tell me, and say if I am going toward the crossing, and your words will be our guides." I was a Lombard, and I was called Marco. I knew the world, and I loved that worth toward which everyone now has unstrung his bow. To mount up, go straight ahead. Thus he replied, and added, "I pray you to pray for me once you are above." And I to him, "In faith, I bind myself to you to do what you ask, but I am bursting within a doubt if I cannot free myself from it. First it was simple, now it has been doubled by your pronouncement, which persuades me of what I combine with it here and elsewhere. The world is surely as barren of every virtue as you say, pregnant with malice and covered with it. But I beg you to point out the cause, so that I may see and show it to others, for some place it in the heavens and others down here." A deep sigh which sorrow dragged out into "Uhi" he uttered first, and then began, "Brother, the world is blind, and you surely come from there. You who are alive still refer every cause up to the heavens, just as if they moved everything with them by necessity. If that were so, free choice would be destroyed in you, and it would not be justice to have joy for good and mourning for evil. The heavens begin your motions. I do not say all of them, but, supposing I say it, a light is given you to know good and evil, and free will, which, if it lasts out the labor of its first battles with the heavens, afterwards overcomes all things, if nourished well. To a greater power and a better nature you lie subject, and therefore free, and that creates the mind in you, which the heavens do not govern. Thus, if the present world has gone astray, and you is the cause, and you let it be sought, and now I will be a true spy of it for you, from the hand of him who desires it before it exists, like a little girl who weeps and laughs childishly. The simple little soul comes forth, knowing nothing except that, set in motion by a happy maker, it gladly turns to what it amuses it. Of some lesser good it first tastes the flavor. There it is deceived and runs after it. if a guide or rein does not turn away its love. Therefore it was necessary to set the law as a curb. It was necessary to have a king who would discern the tower, at least of the true city. The laws are there, but who lays hand to them? No one, because the shepherd that leads can chew the cud, but does not have cloven hooves. Therefore the people, who see their guide striking at the thing that they themselves are greedy for, feed there and seek no further. You can clearly see that bad government is the cause that has made the world wicked, and not nature corrupt in you. Rome, which made the good world, used to have two suns that made visible the two paths of the world and of God. One sun has extinguished the other, and the sword is joined to the shepherd's staff, and it is ill for those two to be violently forced together, for, joined, neither fears the other. If you do not believe me, consider the harvest, for every grass is known by its seed. In the land, watered by Adige and Po, valor and courtesy used to be found, before Frederick found opposition. Now anyone can pass through confidently who is ashamed to speak with the good or to draw near them. It is true that 3 old men are still alive in whom the former age reproaches the new, and they find God slow to call them to a better life. Corrado da Palazzo and the good Gerardo, and Guido da Castello, who is better known in the French way as the faithful Lombard. Say then that the Church of Rome, because it has fused together in itself the two authorities, falls in the mud and soils both itself and its burden. O my Marco, well do you argue, and now I discern why the sons of Levi were excluded from the inheritance. But which Gerardo is the one you say remains as an example of the departed people, to rebuke this uncivil age? Either your speech deceives me, or it is testing me, he replied. For, speaking Tuscan to me, you seem to know nothing of the good Gerardo. I know him by no other surname, unless I were to take it from his daughter Gaia. God be with you, for I come no further with you. You see the brightness that already shines, whitening through the smoke, and I must leave it. The angel is there, before I appear to him. Thus he turned back, and would hear me no longer.